Good evening, everyone. Mr. Court Reporter, we can go on the record.
On the record, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. A good evening. Today is October 2nd, 2024. It's 7:01 p.m. My name is Jennifer Grace. I'm a public utility law judge with the Maryland Public Service Commission. We're here for a hearing today and in Public Service Commission case number 9740, which is captioned in the matter of the application of Pocomoke City Community Energy Initiative, LLC, for a certificate of public convenience and necessity to construct a 5.0 megawatt solar photovoltaic generating facility in Worcester County, Maryland. We're here for a public hearing tonight. The first part of the public hearing is going to be a presentation, I'm going to ask each of the parties to state who they are and who they represent, and then I'm going to ask for a presentation from the applicant. This is being streamed live on YouTube so that folks can look this up later if they have interest in the project. And then after that happens, we're going to ask for comment from the public, and we only have one person signed up to do that tonight, and that's Delegate Charles Otto. So after the presentations from the parties, we'll turn to that, and then I'll see if there's anyone else on the call who wants to make a comment. So with that, let's start with the parties. We can start with the applicant. Just introduce yourself.
Evening, Your Honor. Max Cook on behalf of the applicant. I also want to thank everyone for attending this evening. I'm joined by Mr. Andrew Bonnell, Mr. Jack Rowland, and Mr. Michael Redding with the project company. And Your Honor, when the introductions are completed, Mr. Rowland, I believe, will be providing a brief presentation.
Okay, thank you. Office of People's Counsel.
Good evening, Your Honor. Milan Tekla-Mikhail on behalf of the Maryland Office of People's Counsel. The Office of People's Counsel represents the interest of Maryland's residential ratepayers and proceedings before the Public Service Commission. Currently, OPC is reviewing the filing under this case and developing its position as to the CPCN application. I'm here tonight to basically hear any comments that the public might have so that OPC can consider them while developing the office's position in this case. Thank you so much.
Thank you. PPRP.
Your Honor and Pocomoke community, my name is Mark Mank with the Power Plant Research Program of the Department of Natural Resources. I'm here to assess what the public's comments may be as we review the CPCN and coordinate through the other state agencies in the review of the socioeconomic and environmental impacts. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Mank. And staff.
Good evening, Your Honor. Michael Dean on behalf of staff. I would also like to enter the appearance of Harrison Scher. The staff of the Public Service Commission conducts a review of applications and makes recommendations according to the statutes in the public interest. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, this facility is proposed to be constructed at 610 Ocean Highway in the Pocomoke City area of Worcester County, Maryland. The documents filed in this case are available on Public Service Commission's website and can be accessed by typing 9740 in the case search tab. There, for example, you can find a copy of the procedural schedule, which states that the next round of testimony to be filed by the parties in this case is on January 6, 2025. Copies of the application are also available for inspection by the public nearby to the site, which is at the Worcester County Department of Development Review and Permitting at 1 West Market Street in Snow Hill, Maryland. All right, we can turn to Mr. Rowland for a statement of the application.
Excellent. Okay for me to share my screen?
Yes, but I think I have to give you the power to do that. Hang on one second.
I'll try as well.
You should be able to do that now. It's working. Oh, well, it was.
All right, I'm just gonna try to share the PowerPoint itself. Make it look clean. Okay. Can everyone see this okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome. All right, well, yeah, my name is Jack Rowland. I am a development manager with ECA Solar, the parent company of the Pocomoke Community Energy Initiative LLC project. Just want to take maybe 10, max 15 minutes just to provide everyone here with a quick background on who ECA is, some background on the project itself, and then I'll provide you all with an update as to where this project stands today and what the next steps are. This first slide here is just a rendering of what we expect this project to look like, looking at it from the west side of Ocean Highway in Pocomoke City. And did the slide change okay? Just want to confirm.
Yes.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so just a really quick background on ECA Solar. We are based out of Waltham, Massachusetts. It's like maybe 20, 30 minutes outside of Boston. As far as solar companies go, we are somewhat old. Just this past winter, we celebrated our 10-year company anniversary. So a lot of the team here has a ton of experience and is seeing all the different ups and downs and changes in the industry, which is exciting. Yeah, we are based out of Waltham, Massachusetts, but just in the Mid-Atlantic region, we do have more than 30 projects in different stages of development. Some projects are in construction, some projects are in a similar stage to this here project, and then other ones are a bit earlier in the development process. One thing that's a bit unique about ECA Solar is that we are 100% employee owned, which is great in the sense that everyone at the company has some skin in the game, in the sense that we really care about each and every project that we develop. Our reputation precedes itself, so we have to make sure that we're living up to our expectations and what we say with each project. And the relationship with the landowners, the neighbors, the communities, the counties, the state is something that we have to make sure we do well, and because we're only as good as our last project. And then being employee owned, we can just kind of move pretty quick on our feet with decisions. We don't have to go to some bigger company, some higher power to make each and every decision. In Maryland specifically, I've been working only in the Maryland market for just about 3 years now. All of the projects that we are developing, including this project, are part of Maryland's community solar program, which I'm definitely going to touch on some more detail later on in this presentation. We have a couple projects that are part of the state's original pilot program, which ran for about 7 years, and then just recently was expanded into a permanent program, which this here project is a part of. This is a concept plan of the Pocomoke Community Energy Initiative project. Again, it's located at 610 Ocean Highway, Pocomoke City, Maryland 21851. It's about a mile north, of the Maryland-Virginia border. Currently, the property is split across 2 different parcels. It's zoned A1, C2, and RP resource preservation. That resource preservation zoning district, you actually can't see it in this image here. It's just on the southern portion. The commercial zoning district runs about 800 feet east of Ocean Highway, so a portion of the project touches into that. And then the A1 zoning district encompasses the rest of the project area in the 2 parcel area as well. The total acreage for both parcels is 121.5 acres. Our estimated limit of disturbance here is 47.5 acres. That includes everything from the panels to the fencing, to the landscaping, to the road, to the poles. It also includes what we estimate to have around 6.5 acres of temporary construction staging. So once the project is complete, it's probably going to be around 41 acres of permanent disturbance. I'll include a link to this at the end of the presentation, and you can also just look it up online. But with the PSC, this project is case number 9740. When you go there, you can see the latest and greatest of what's happened with this project, any documents, studies, comments. So I'll share a link at the end just so everyone has easy access to that. So this project was touched on earlier, but this is a 5 megawatt AC community solar project. This array will be a tracker type array. It's going to have its orientation in a north to south direction, with the panels rotating east to west, following the sun each day as it rises and sets. This project is going to have a minimum setback of 550 feet from Ocean Highway. One thing I'll probably touch on more than once is one of the goals of this project is to be a hidden quiet neighbor. So really we're able to work with the landowner to keep it far enough back from the road and have enough space to build a project like this. So hopefully we can work with the extensive landscape plan that we have on both the western portion and southern portion to make that possible. One of the other reasons we did select this site, and I can show some better renderings later, is this site has natural tree barriers on the whole north side, as well as the whole eastern portion of the property, as well as very few residential abutters. Also, we have no intention of clearing any trees whatsoever, and we're actually going to be putting 14.8 acres of existing forest here on the eastern side into forest preservation. So again, like I had mentioned before, this project is going to be part of the Maryland Permanent Community Solar Program. So just to provide a super brief background on what community solar is, it's essentially a statewide program that allows everyone to support local solar power and see a guaranteed discount on their monthly electric bill, but you don't need to put any panels on your home. There's no cost to sign up, no cost to cancel, no monthly fees. And one of the goals with the permanent program is to now have a requirement where 40% of the project offtake or the customers who sign up for each and every project need to be eligible as either a low or moderate, in this case, Delmarva Power and Light customer. And these folks will also be getting a higher discount as well than the standard. So really just a great effort by the state to really open up solar for those who couldn't previously access renewable energy and reap some of those benefits. Just real briefly, just touching on some of the team members who are helping make this project happen. Again, myself, Jack Rowland, I'm the Maryland Development Manager. My contact info is there. From another folks from ECA Solar is Michael Redding. He's our Director of Civil Engineering. Super informative if you have any questions pertaining to the civil project itself. And then ECA, we've been working with GTA, Geotechnical Associates, for as long as I've been at ECA. They're excellent to work with for anyone who's interested. And for this project, they've completed all the different environmental studies for this project. And they've also put together the very extensive environmental review document, the ERD, which is a requirement of the CPCN process and application. That can be found on our case number as well, but that will really provide a super detailed overview into every study and that we've completed, as well as all the conclusions and results there. We're also working with Gordon Feinblatt. They're the law firm representing ECA Solar throughout the CPCN process with the Maryland PSC, as well as the PPRP, just making sure that we have all the documents in line and we're following everything properly. Two contacts down there are Matt Jeanette from GTA, and then from Gordon Feinblatt, we have Max on the call today, as well as attorney David Beagleman, and their contact info is there. So where does this project stand today? So obviously right now we are doing our first public hearing, and just to kind of pop to the bottom of this, we are going to hold a second public comment hearing. This one's actually going to be in person as well. I believe you can also attend virtually if you can't make it, but it's going to be on Thursday, January 23rd, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard at the Pocomoke City Community Center in the gathering room. I believe we have the room booked for at least 3 hours, so hopefully plenty of time to answer any and all questions and hear all the comments. That place is located at 1410 Market Street, right in Pocomoke City, so hopefully pretty easy for everyone to get to. And then this here is the link I alluded to earlier to the case itself. In the coming weeks, we also are planning to put together a project-specific website, which will have a lot of this information readily available and maybe just a bit more streamlined for folks as well who are interested. Let's see here. Yeah, popping up to the tops, just some of the studies and results that are in process or have been completed. This project is going to have no impact to any streams, wetlands, non-tidal wetland buffers, or any of the floodplains. We've also completed glare, FAA, noise studies, and those reports have shown that there's going to be no issues or negative impacts. This site is not encumbered by any environmentally sensitive or critical areas. There's no existing ag present on the site. There's no historic areas or historic landmarks. And one last thing we are waiting for is for Delmarva Power and Light to complete and send us their interconnection cost estimate. We are expecting that before the end of this year. Some initial feedback that we've gotten on the project. We've held a couple meetings with the Worcester County Planning Department, as well as the county commissioners. The Worcester County Planning Worcester County Planning put together a staff report. And the staff report shows that this project is consistent with the Worcester County zoning code, as well as their comprehensive plan. And on March 19, 2024, we held a meeting with the Worcester County Commissioners, and they voted in support of the project 6-1. That's just a quote from one of the Worcester County Commissioners, where it was just stated if solar had to go anywhere in the county, this is probably the perfect place, just because it's so far set back, it's hidden, there's natural buffers, and yeah, that's truly our goal as well. I've also sent out handwritten letters to all of the commercial residents nearby, as well as the farmers to the east and a couple of the residential abutters across the street as well. I have not heard anything back directly, but I know a couple of folks had questions where they reached out to the county or the landowner, so appreciate them stepping up and answering some of those questions. But if anyone has any direct questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to reach out to anyone from ECA directly. We really want to hear any and all concerns before we get too far along with this project, so we can address those and make things happen if possible. We did reach out to Sharp Energy, the direct butter to the west. It's owned by Chesapeake Utilities. They have filed a letter of no objection for this project, which is nice. But yeah, we really want to open the door to any comments that folks might have while we're going through this process. So we do have, again, that second public hearing coming up at the start of the new year. Last thing I want to touch on are just some renderings that we've had put together for this project. The one on the left here, this bigger one, is just looking at the site from the southeast. One on the top right, it's just kind of looking at it from a bird's eye view. The two here on the bottom right are looking at it from Ocean Highway. So first one here is showing our access road by the Sharp Energy building. That road's just going to be accessible for any sort of repairs that we have to make to the project, all our landscaping, emergency vehicles, utility vehicles, etc. And with the goal in mind of having this be a hidden, quiet neighbor, what we were planning to do for a landscape buffer that we hope is set back enough for everyone's standards is have a native evergreen trees planted 10 foot on center, but 6 feet tall and planted in a zigzag pattern. The fencing behind that is going to be a knot wire type fence. It's like the type of fencing you might see like an orchard. So it looks a bit nicer. And initially we are going to have a green mesh over that fence. So by the time the trees grow up and go from 6 to 8, 9 feet tall, then we can take that mesh covering off, as the trees will be covering up the fencing in the array at that point. But yeah, I know I'm probably a little bit over 10 minutes. So really just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight and learning more about the projects. And again, any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Really look forward to meeting anyone who has questions. But thank you. Your Honor, would you like me to keep this screen up, or would you like me to stop sharing my screen?
If you could just go ahead and stop sharing, that'd be great. Thank you.
No problem.
So as mentioned in the presentation, there will be an in-person public hearing on January 23rd, close to the proposed site. There's also the opportunity for written public comment to be filed on the Commission's website, or written comment may be sent by U.S. mail to the Maryland Public Service Commission. Attention, Jamie Bergen, Chief Clerk, at 6 St. Paul Street, 16th floor, Baltimore, Maryland, 21202. As I mentioned before, only one person has signed up to speak tonight, and that's Delegate Otto. So I would turn the floor over to you.
You put me on the spot now. I think they made a fine presentation. I feel more comfortable with it, but I was here to support Worcester County and Pocomoke City if they had objections, or any of the other citizens. I have not had other comments about it. What is the footprint? I'd ask the gentleman again that we're talking about. He talked about 14 acres of 0.8 acres of reforestation, which is a good thing. But I think that as long as it meets the setbacks and the county's zoning rules, I'm pleased with the project, and I've been a supporter of community solar, not industrial solar.
All right, thank you, Delegate Otto. Does anyone else have any comments to put on the record tonight? All right, well, we do encourage members of the public to comment on these matters. If you happen to see this on YouTube, please feel free to either send in a comment to the Maryland Public Service Commission or to show up at the next evening public comment hearing in person. Thank you, everyone, for your time tonight. We can go off the record.
We're off the record, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.